So, this video you're about to watch now, I hope you will pay attention and learn quite a lot. So we are talking to Professor Ndukaizen Wabweze. He's a professor of sociology, and he's telling us his experience as an amateur farmer. I hope you learn something. So keep it with us. Thank you. So this is the seed yam that gotten from the farm. This is the man, Professor Ndukaizen Wabweze. He's becoming a big farmer. Professor of sociology and dean. I got the first social Faculty of Management and Social Sciences of the Denis Uzadebe University. I also a professor in Unilag. But you see, he said because the president said everybody should go back to the farm. So he has gone to the farm. So since the seed yam, this is the yam banned for last year. We have been eating the yam. Very sweet yam. Now, so this is the preparation of the seed yam for the next planting season.
Yes, correct.
And
Correct.
he has been here with his friend. They have been, that's Uncle Steve, our famous Uncle Steve. So they're preparing the seed yam since early this morning. Because they asked me to come and learn how to do it. I don't even begin to know how to start learning this kind of thing. But once my husband is there, he will do the farm, me I will cook the food. I think that's fair enough.
Very fair.
So, Professor Wabweze, so will you tell us the motivation for starting this farming?
Well, farming is the occupation of our forefathers. A farmer may not be rich, but he will have enough for himself, the wife and the children to eat.
Okay.
And in this life of ours, basic survival is to have shelter over your head, and you can protect all your family. The next thing is food. And in the local communities, land is a very valued resource. And every community has a way of managing its land resources so that every member will be able to sustain his own family from the proceeds from the land. Only men that are lazy, that will come to the places you call villages and have access to land, and they are not able to feed their family, and then sell some and even reserve some for friends, particularly who come in from the city. These things are very expensive in the city. You will not even find it there. So
The seed yam or yam?
the seed yam itself, from which the yam itself is cultivated. So if you give just one or two to a friend, a relative that comes in from the city, the admiration is so much because it is free, and when he's going to cook it, he's not going to look at the size of the one that is going to be cooked. You have peace of mind when you are cooking yam that is produced from your farm. And in the farm, yam is only one of the several produce that you get out of the farm. Cassava, out of which we make gari, we make fufu, whether it's the Jabu gari or the yellow gari. People also do tapioca from cassava. Then the father of them all, maize.
Oh.
You know?
Why is maize called the father of them all?
Yes, because once you plant maize, in less than 3 months, you start harvesting. You know, and the yam will take longer time. Before you worry about yam, the maize is there. And once maize is out in the local communities, the lean period, when hunger is rife in the community, once the maize period has begun, it will sustain the farmers until the yam and the cassava are due for harvests. So that the various crops, what we call multiple cropping, they complement each other in terms of relevance, in terms of need or need satisfaction, and in terms of use. So that all around the year, the farmer must have one produce or the other that the family will rely on. Like if you look at the band there, this is the local way that we preserve yam in this part of Delta State. And it's been working for centuries, it's been working for ages. We don't mind if there are more efficient and less tasking ways of preserving yam. But as I said, for those of us who are not commercial farmers, just farming for subsistence, just for the family to exist by, this one has been on there since late August that we constructed a barn there. You can see we have taken several lines. The ones that you find there are the ones like that we are going to combine with this seed yam for the purpose of next planting. By middle of March, we must have prepared the land for the next cropping season. But you can see there's still yam there to be eaten. Anytime that the family wants yam, we go there and take some. And then we will preserve the ones that we plant during the next planting season. So you may not be very rich in this community, but you have enough food to sustain your family. And where there is food in the family, you can hardly have people complaining and fighting and all that, because an hungry man is an angry man. Once people eat and to their heart's satisfaction, even if there is disagreement, it will not degenerate to a do or die affair. That is the essence of farming. Keeps you busy.
Okay, so you were saying something about commercial and sustainable farming. So, because you made a statement that once you may not be rich by farming, but that you have food.
Yeah.
Now, does it not? The impression I'm getting is that there's a difference between that person that is doing commercial farming will definitely be rich. Because I heard stories of people making millions out of farming.
Yes, even in this community, the younger men, younger men who are just taking off, in their adult life, just newly married, are now beginning to face the responsibilities of family, responsibility of community, and what have you. They do both subsistence and commercial farming. They take larger hectares of land for cultivation, and then they use hired labor. So you must have those resources to do all that. And in all of the cases around us here, it's usually a very profitable venture. Nowadays, that you go to the market, a tuber of yam is 1,000 naira. A young man here can produce up to 2,000 tubers. Some of those boys that are doing commercial farming. By the time the maize season is on, some of them sell up to 50 bags, 100 bags, 70 bags. Okay?
That's from maize.
From maize. And as they are finishing with maize, yam is on the way. Okay? Once you preserve the yam, because from About January now, yam season is completely out because by February planting will begin. So once planting starts, the month of March, April, May, June, July are the lean season. You don't find yam in anybody's barn, okay? Because we have all planted. If you have one or two, it's essentially either bought from the market or preserved for that specific purpose. Okay, but
That's for eating.
yes, for eating, for consumption by the members of the family. But as I said, once maize gives way, yam will come. Once yam gives way, cassava will be a time for cassava. So they are all complementary. And yeah, I can point a few young men here who are into commercial farming. If you see their lifestyle, you see the houses they live in, you would think they live in the city, and they are doing. They are not farming, but many of them now acquire modern implements. They have tractors that they hire from the local government stations, not too far from here, for purposes of preparing the land, tilling, and all that. And then they also access the local government for fertilizer and what have you. But those of us who are just doing food for the family, we engage entirely on organic farming. I don't use fertilizer or anything. Yes, I'm not saying it is not good, but I want it to grow naturally, you know, and the advantages from that is much. But for people who are doing commercial farming, I mean, and they want very high yield, they want, you know, very efficient methods and additives. It's a different kettle of fish. But here it's like growing, you know, birds without feeds. Just allow them to go ahead and fend for themselves naturally, what we call free range. You know, look, this yam we have is like free range, no addition, no fertilizer, no nothing, just what is on the ground. Okay, the nutrients in the ground, you know, you don't add anything. Okay, but that does not mean that in the course of time that I will not think about commercial farming, if for nothing, if for no other reason, to encourage young people. If a professor, after retiring from the university, is now a farmer, and you can see him doing it. So, I mean, why will you say you are just a university graduate?
I was actually going to go to that. What will you say to the young people?
Yes, yes.
But before we go into that, I just wanted to say something. I think from my experience, from personally from tomatoes that I planted in my garden in our house in Abuja, I found that the tomatoes didn't get rotten, whereas the ones you buy in the market they get rotten.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm suspecting that maybe for subsistence farming it is better not to use fertilizer.
Yes.
Because I could see partly the difference is the issue of using fertilizer.
Yes.
So I think the organic ones that can actually be used.
Yes.
But I don't know.
Apart from using fertilizer, when we have our tomatoes now in the farm, so this is what you see here. This is sugar cane. Nothing added to the soil, just naturally as it is, because it's becoming, this is dry season.
Yeah.
If you come here in the rainy season, it's
It's
full.
very full. Yeah,
Yes,
of course.
yes, the whole place is full.
Of course.
You know, but if somebody wants to farm sugarcane, for example, on commercial basis, you can't leave it to the vagaries of weather. So you have to make some additives, you have to get some pesticides, herbicides, you know, to assist, and then you have a very big hold. Okay.
But I think probably it's possible to actually commercialize that and sell them at the cost.
Yes.
And they are safer for human consumption.
Sure.
But let's go back to the topic about the young people.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have for them? Then
Yes.
we'll come back to what you want to say to government to help.
Yes. You see, it is for the young ones to understand that farming is not for elders alone. It's not for retirees alone. It's not for parents alone. And why I won't make so much noise about that, I know very young men now, under 14 in this community that are big commercial farmers. I mean, they go hire land and farm and pay rent to the owners of the land. And can see them, some of the big houses you see around. And so they don't envy anybody in the city. There's one just close by me here. He has about 3 generators in the house running all 24 hours every day, from diesel to PMS, different sizes for what different purposes. He has 1 or 2 fish ponds inside that place. Oh. So he's busy all day. He's either in the farm there or he's farming next door. And he has 1 or 2 hands helping him, okay, on permanent basis. And then from one season to the other, he also hires a labor. And every season, every harvest season, he's always happy. Okay, when it is corn and he starts bringing his corn home, but the only thing is that you don't see him any time of the day. He's always at work, either here or there. And when I ask him, say, young man, don't you think you should slow down? He said, no, this is my time. Let me struggle now. I know that very soon you'll come back home on pension. And then you don't even need all this, just to encourage us. That's why you are doing all this. People say, say, brother, professor of a whole University of Lagos is farming. So who are me? That's the way they put it here. Who are me? If Prof can be doing all that. So, and then it is for also when you have these young people, like when they are on holiday, bring them into your farm, particularly when it is harvest season, and then when they are going, engage them in talks like this, give them some produce when they are going, and when they get home, they will cook, and in their own family, they don't know that what I'm cooking today is from Professor's farm, so the fact that the man is professor does not make his yam or his cassava or his plantain or whatever not grow well, So whatever you are, whether you're a military general, of course you have seen people like General Obasanjo, General Danjuma, very high, big time farmers. So it's not what they will eat themselves that they are looking for. Those are just to give examples and encourage young people that farming is a noble profession because you are in control of your time. Okay, and as I just said, if you can keep a very large holding of organic produce, you can price it differently, much higher than the other commercial farmers. Yes, so it's like you produce your own brand and you market it.
Once they even know that your products are organic,
yes,
people will go for it.
Incidentally, even people in these communities know those who are farming organic and those who are using inorganic materials or feeds. So that awareness is already here, and everybody will choose which way to go. But the important thing is, let us accept agriculture not as a dirty job.
Or for some set of people.
Yeah, only for some, maybe those who didn't do well in school. Not at all. Yes, even first-class materials, if they come into farming, you'll be surprised they will do first-class farming. Because it's the brain.
Yeah.
It's the brain. They see your brains in
say about wisdom.
Yes.
Okay, so what will you say to government about how to help to make this farming? Because I've heard of a case of a young man that he just got 12 million and went to buy a brand new car.
Yeah.
One. So
yeah.
Then that means that is there any way government can help to encourage this to make it? You have talked about something about tractor hiring in the local government.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe people are not aware of that. Then what more ways can government help?
Yes. You see, during the harvest season now, A is harvesting, B is harvesting, C is harvesting. If it is yam, it's yam for everybody. If it is corn, it is corn for everybody. If it is cassava, at the same time. Okay? For that reason, we need to be able to have access to some local means of preservation.
Okay.
Okay? Like if you see the barn, as you have taken a shot of the barn there, Yeah, this is our traditional method.
Okay.
But over time, you see that the yam, as a result of the effect of weather, some of them will shrink, will dry up. Okay. If you want to cook any of these ones now, if you peel it and put it on in the pot, it will rise because it has gotten dried outside here. Again, because it's a dry season now. During the rainy season, when the rain beats it, you see it as if somebody is bathing it, using water there to give it a good bath. So I think there will be more conventional methods of preserving this produce so that they don't lose their
Maybe if you address researchers concerning that.
Yes.
Is it government?
Yes. No, I think even in NIFO in Benin,
There's one that's called Pharaoh or
at
so.
IITA,
IITA,
at
yeah.
Ibadan, some of these the researchers, even in VOM,
Okay.
researchers are on. The problem is linking research results with farmers. Okay, and that is where agric extension professionals, in those days, agric extension officers used to go round and they work with farmers.
Okay.
They go into farms. They know who the person that are farmers. Sometimes they meet them in farms that are not too far away from their house. They go to their farm, advise them, say this, you can use this, you can do that. They almost do it like Wole or those days, where you have sanitary inspectors visit various houses.
Okay.
You see, these things can come back again. How government and so that there can be a tie between government, research institutes, and farmers. Okay? Yes. You can now go into some of these institutes and you see high-yielding pawpaw trees, high-yielding palm trees, high-yielding oranges, even plantain that have two babies when they grow. Yes, and I have some of them in this compound. Okay, so that it can then there'll be synergy between government policy, because these things must be driven by policy, because it must be funded. Okay, these ideas, for it to leave the ground and get to the institutes, it has to be funded. When research results come, many of the people who are in the local communities are very suspicious of new methods. Okay, and it is by the time they have tried it for a while and they say yes, that this one is working, particularly people like us who know that yes, research results, if candidly conducted, okay, can be highly beneficial. Can then help. A couple of days ago at the Denis Osedebe University, I was discussing with a professor of agric, and I was telling him how good it will be that they sent their agric extension workers, okay, so that we can give them some lessons in rural sociology and Department of Sociology. That is culture and farming, culture and agriculture, culture and food, culture and wealth, that you can actually do mind bending for the people so that they see that agriculture is not entirely for you to subsist the family. You can become wealthy out of it. And then you can grow
And healthy too.
healthy organic foods and still become rich, even richer. Okay? So that when we go into a gathering and they introduce a young man or young woman as a farmer, people will not say, But if he says he's a politician, I say, oh! If you say he works at the University of Lagos, oh! Believing that. But those farmers that will not get ovation, these days they are the people making money, they are the people that are comfortable. You get into the farm, you build a 3-bedroom farmhouse with a big store where you keep implements, where you keep fertilizers and other things you use. Inside your office, you have a receptionist. You have your office. You have your office.
They are doing recording.
You have your office, and then you have your own offices.
Just a
Okay?
minute.
You can even have a DSTV in your office. You are in touch with the world and your family. Okay? So that the whole world has come into the family.
I certainly hope that you learn quite a bit from this video. Yeah, we actually almost concluded the recording when the phone battery just ran low, and we had a bit of challenge, but hope you get the gist. So please do not hesitate to give us your comments, your views on what you learn. And you may not agree with some things he said, you may agree with them. If you do, let us have your comments. And of course, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Do not forget to like the video. Do not forget to share it if you have to. I think the young people need to learn. When we say we need to go to America, to go to Britain, to go to this, to go to that before we can make money, I'm telling you, the gold mine is right here with us. It's right here at our doorstep. And this is one of the things. So because I can tell you for free that the yummy talked about I'll be cooking them, they were quite nice, just like I made at the comment as we started the video. So thank you very much for continue to give us support on this channel. We will be bring more of the interviews we have been proposing for quite a while. We have some very important views about the politics of Nigeria, and I'll be asking him to let us discuss them. So I hope that this one we started today will be just the beginning of many more. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you. See you guys in the next video.